guys, what's up? Welcome back to the vlog channel. So, oh my god, I'm actually really nervous. Oh, I'm getting hot and bothered. Oh my god. I don't feel nervous because you're here because you know every detail of my life. A little too much of my life.
Too much.
Okay.
People are like, why don't you date Remy? I was like, oh, I know too much.
I hate you. Eli's behind the camera if you can't tell. I am filming on a different camera right now because I just finished filming some main channel stuff and then I was like, you know what? Let's do this now. Let's like have Eli here. I feel like it'll be more fun with Eli here because he can chime in. But basically today I am doing the assumptions tag video, which I talked to this on Pretty Basic, which if you didn't know, Alicia and I have a podcast, Pretty Basic, link down below. And honestly, if you don't listen to it and you want to know more about my personal life, you definitely should, because we talk a lot about a lot more personal stuff on there. It's just a little bit easier like that, and that's why I'm happy to have Eli here right now. It's a little bit easier to like talk and open up about things when one of your best friends is there, because it's just like having a conversation versus like I was gonna do this alone in my house and I was like, no, I think this is better if I have my best friend here, because it's more of a conversation versus like me sitting down with like talking points being like blah 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 blah. Also, thank you so much to Yasmin's Test for sponsoring this vlog. I am so excited to be working with them because I think it is an amazing campaign that needs to be spread, so very excited about that. Today, we're doing it. I was a little nervous to do it because I thought that honestly, I'm like a delicate little flower sometimes with my feelings, and I was afraid the questions and the assumptions are really gonna make me sad. I'm actually just curious to see, and I thought that I could handle it, and surprise, I could. I handled it, and a lot of the stuff was actually either really funny because it was so out of left field. Hi Sarah, we're filming the assumptions video. Or it was so spot on, and then I was like, oh my god. How do they know me exactly? So I pulled up the questions and I basically like separated them between a few different segments of like, we have relationships and dating, my whole weight loss thing and healthy living, and just like all of that part of my life. And then we just have like more personal questions about me and my personality and things. Okay, so let's just get started. We're gonna get into it. All right, so kicking it off, we're gonna start off with the dating and relationships portion. So I don't often talk about my dating life on here, but if you listen to the podcast, I talk about it all the time, mostly because it's just like funny. I opened up recently about how in 2018, we did like a wrap-up episode of the year, and I talked about how I lost my virginity last year. And that was something really interesting to go through. I opened up about it on there, and it actually ended up really helping me. It was very cathartic for me, and then also it helped out a lot of listeners. My audience, I think when I used to make the content that I was making before was much younger, predominantly like 12 to 16, and now that I do different content, I make videos about weight loss and healthy living and working out and doing that kind of stuff. Wow! That was my alarm to wake up this morning. What is wrong with me? Podcast listeners are predominantly around my age, if not older actually, and so I feel more comfortable talking about topics like this, and as I'm getting older and my audience is getting older, I enjoy opening up more about it. Let's get into the questions. First of all, we have, you develop crushes easily, but you can also lose interest in someone easily too. By the way, you are fire. Thank you so much. I would love for you to chime in whenever you feel.
That's 10 out of 10.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I lose interest in someone so... I get bored really, really quickly, but I fall really hard really fast. I don't know. Sometimes I get mad at myself for how I act with like dating and stuff, because I don't know why I'm doing it, but I'm just like, I'm super weird though. Am I not?
What's on your hand?
Oh, I got a handstand to get into the Melrose Trading Post.
Yeah, it's hard for you to take interest in someone in the first place, but when you do, you do.
Exactly! That was perfect. That was it. Okay. You always have hella guys in your DMs, but you just don't tell us.
I don't think that's true.
More recently, I've gotten so many, like more, before it'd be like a couple here and there, but they're like really weird people. Like, do you want to be my sugar baby? I'll give you this much a week, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, but thanks. Thanks, but no thanks. Also, I wonder if this person's from NorCal. Not hella, but like, should we go through? Oh my god, let's go through it. Hey, Angel, you look absolutely gorgeous. Next up, I assume that you're going to be single forever. Either way, I love you, girl. Eli never heard any of these. I read these and I was like, yep. I actually don't think I will be single forever. We were just talking about this like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna be single forever. I feel like I play the joke of like whatever, because to be fully honest, at one point I think I wanted a relationship so badly that I was just taking whatever to like breadcrumbs from dudes, just like, oh sure, whatever, until I finally realized I was like, I truly think I deserve better. I'm way pickier with guys because I put up with so much in the past that now I'm like, I don't want that anymore. I don't want to feel that way anymore. I know I deserve better. So I'm fine with being by myself and being alone, and that's why I like joke about it, because to me, I'd rather be alone and happy and not have drama and just have like my friends and my family and Daisy. But for me, I'm totally fine with just being with me.
You learn to love yourself.
I really did. One day it just kind of hit me. I was like, no, I do deserve better, and everyone watching this deserves the best. Even those people in the past deserve the best. They really do. It's just, for me, it wasn't right, and I wasn't right for them. This is such a great, what is it when I like sit, I always get interviewed and they're like, look to the side of the camera. Leading back to that, something that really helped me get to this point was kind of figuring out what exactly it is that you want. So whether you want a relationship or whether you just want to do the casual thing, and to be fully transparent, I did like the casual thing for a little bit and I had a lot of fun, but also while doing that, something really important, I think like the key thing to that is being safe and being knowledgeable about what you're doing and also being informed. So no matter what you're doing, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're being casual, whether you're single, whether you're not, whatever it may be, getting an STD is normal. 50% of the people watching this video right now will get an STD by the time they're 25. That is so crazy. Half the people watching this video.
That's insane.
That's insane. Cut the views in half. That blows my mind. But fewer than 12% of young people have said that they've been tested within the last year. Honestly, just the dangerous too. I really do think that's crazy. I know the idea of being tested can sound so scary, and trust me, I used to be so scared of it, but it's actually really easy and really painless. I just went in a little while ago to get tested and we're good. But seriously, it's like just a quick swab, or you can like pee in a cup or something like that, depending on what you do. And of course, your results are always confidential, so you don't have to share them with anybody unless you want to.
Also, that's like putting yourself first. Your safety first.
Yeah,
your health first.
if you need to be treated for something, then get treatment for it. It's pretty simple like that. And I think I would be so scared in the past to talk about something as taboo as this is, because I do know that it is. But after doing the podcast and talking about everything like that and like struggles that I'm going through, and even these are conversations I have with my friends. So for me, felt like it was a no-brainer to talk about it on here, because I'm talking about it on the podcast, I'm opening up over there. I should be able to talk about it on YouTube too, because hopefully someone is watching this and someone thinks, shoot, I haven't been tested, I should be tested. You're not a virgin, which I just obviously talked about in the podcast, talked about on here. I am not, which is why this Yes Means Test campaign meant a lot to me. Obviously, if you're saying yes to sex, then you should also be saying yes to getting tested, and that's any form of sex, obviously. And for me personally, with every sexual partner, I get tested with every new partner, and I think that everybody should, because it's just like the considerate thing to do for yourself and for your partner. So to answer your question, I am not, and if you guys want to hear, I feel like I'm being very like whatever about it, but honestly, if you want to hear like the emotional side about it, I've been referencing it a lot, but I went way more into deep on the podcast, so yes. Also, if you're worrying about getting tested from a financial standpoint, totally understand, but most insurance covers STD testing, and there's also a lot of free clinics, so you guys can go to yesmeanstest.org if you guys want to figure out what closest clinic is to you. That didn't make sense. If you want to find a clinic closest to you, go to that website, I'll link it down below. I saw this question so many times, like 50,000 times. I was like, what? That you have a boyfriend but don't want to tell us.
All right, Rem, tell him. I think it's now.
It's Eli.
Psych. The other day, I yelled out of the car because the guy was hitting on Remy.
You said he's out of your league. You screamed he's out of your league, and I was like, dude, you're really not helping this situation. You're supposed to say the other way around.
But I meant to say, she's out of your league.
We'll practice for next time. You tried. You know what? Eli's my hype man. It's good. I don't have a boyfriend.
Wink, wink.
I don't have a boyfriend. No, I really don't. Oh my God. That you would never tell us about a boyfriend if you have one. I've always said that. Okay, that's the thing. If I actually am seeing someone seriously, I feel like eventually, once I'm really comfortable with it, I will. But in the beginning, if it's someone that I genuinely am really interested in, and like something serious is actually going on, I don't talk about it ever. There's been like a few times with that, and I don't want to mess it up, so I just keep it to myself. Well, I keep it to myself and Eli and Alicia and Mia and Lauren and Tim and everybody else in my life. But for guys that I'm just like seeing casually and it's really fun, it's just like they're funny stories and like little anecdotes to tell. There's a guy you really like but haven't gone after him yet.
Are you talking about?
I mean, I'm not talking, it was an assumption about me.
Oh.
I don't know if it's true.
But when you answered that question, I saw a little twinkle in your eye.
Chris told me yesterday I look like a hamster. I was like, what do you say?
Answer for the people.
I'm thinking about my answer. I don't know. It's weird. I feel like I'd talk about it more if I like knew how I felt. I just don't know how I feel. And we just like ride out this like feeling of unknowing.
You just like to have fun. You don't,
I don't think too
deep.
much.
Yeah,
Exactly. I feel like a lot of people think that I'm like psychotic when it comes to guys, but really, I kid you not, I'm so chill. Do I want to have kids? Actually, you're like my child.
She literally, we call her Mother Rem.
One day I would love to have kids. I think that I would be actually a really good mom one day. But for now, I have a lot on my plate taking care of all my friends. So definitely in the future, but for now, definitely not. And of course, I need to just keep making sure that I'm healthy, and that leads again back to STD testing and why that's so important. So yeah, that is the end of our dating segment. Was that somewhat juicy-ish?
Ooh.
Maybe? I don't know. Moving on, we have the weight loss and healthy living questions. So, number 1, you never eat anything unhealthy because you're too scared to gain weight now. These are the ones that I was like, oh.
Ooh.
I've talked about how I've developed a much healthier relationship with food, definitely, in the past few months. And Eli and I have talked about how had I not gone to see a nutritionist, I don't know where I would be right now, because I really do think I was on a steady decline without even realizing it. So I do eat things that are unhealthy occasionally now. On this meal plan, I'm allowed to have a cheat meal once a week, so trust me, I go hard with that. Okay, moving on. You have it together all the time. You can vouch for me here. Absolutely not.
Not all the time, but you actually have it together a good majority than most average people.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, you put up a front like you do.
When you leave, I start crying.
You're the type, though, that like you have one big like emotional day, but during the month, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I think I'm getting better. I used to suppress a lot of emotions so much to the point where then I just like have a day where it's like everything. I do have my moody days for sure. For sure. I have like,
I know.
we don't need you to scream into the camera, Eli. Work-wise and personal life-wise, I do have it together. I think I'm working on the whole mental health, getting that together for sure. But yeah, I'm normal. There are days where I'm not good. Last year was a hard year for me, and I had the most mental breakdown days I've ever had in my entire life. And there were times where I would just like, my friends would just have to hold me, and I would just hysterically cry. Like the month of December, I think it happened like 7 or 8 times. I can honestly say right now, I am the happiest and healthiest I've ever been in my life, healthy mentally speaking and physically, but more so mentally speaking. And I really think I had to go through it last year and hit those rock bottom
Preach
parts
it,
for me.
sister. Come on.
But yeah, I don't have it together all the time, trust me, I do not. Losing weight didn't bring you everything you thought that it would, which I've dove into this quite a bit, but no, not at all. Basically what I realized now is I had many insecurities before I lost the weight, but I didn't even recognize those insecurities because I feel like they were so suppressed, and it was just like, oh, it's just because I look like this, just because I'm not taking care of myself, just because I weigh this much. You know, once I do that, everything will be solved. I lost the weight. And then it was more of just like, almost like taking off like a sweatshirt. Taking off the sweatshirt, then everything was like revealed. And I was like, oh my God, I have all these insecurities I didn't even know about because I was so focused on almost using the weight as a scapegoat for all that stuff. So no. Also, I think that going about it the unhealthy way without even knowing that it was the unhealthy way, that's the thing, is I feel so stupid now. I was talking to Steph's mom yesterday about how I feel so dumb and fraudulent, and I feel bad that I made so many countless weight loss videos telling people how to lose weight and how to be essentially healthy when I was doing it the unhealthy way, and I had no idea. But Steph's mom, who I love so much, she was like, no, but like, you didn't know that. How are you supposed to know that? And the only important thing now is that you are getting healthier and you're teaching people now the right way to do it, and you just shared your journey. And I was like, you're right, thank you. So yeah, it definitely didn't bring everything that I thought it would, but being at a healthier standpoint now, I'm so thankful. So thankful for everything that I went through in the past, again, because I think I needed that to appreciate now. You're scared that you will put the weight back on. I've never talked about this. I never even thought about it until I read it, to be honest, but fully. Like every waking moment. And actually, I have a cousin who also lost a significant amount of weight between high school and college, so a little bit before I did. He's a guy, he's 6'2", like super athletic, super tall, Asian kid. And I met up with him when I went to New York a couple times ago, and I'd never talked to him about the weight loss because this was the first time I saw him since the whole thing. And I was just asking, like, what's your biggest insecurity with all of this? And he was like, I live my day every day in waking fear that I'm gonna wake up and be in the old body that I was, or I'm gonna eat something. And I was like, really? I didn't think about that. I more so was worried about a lot of other stuff I was dealing with. And like, I feel like it's almost like in waves, like you kind of hit like these like certain realizations as time goes on. I know I'm not gonna gain 15, 50, 100 pounds overnight. That's the answer for that. I think you look beautiful, but where you still don't feel enough after losing weight. I know I'm really, really, really hard on myself.
I feel like that's with everyone. No one ever feels like they're
enough.
We know some very beautiful people who still are very insecure.
That's true. Whether they went through the weight loss thing or not. I think that's really interesting is I feel like I put everything on the weight loss. Of like, well, I feel this way because of the weight loss. I feel like this because of that. And there are so many times and so many friends that are like, well, I didn't go through that and I still feel that way. And that helps me feel more normal in a sense. Yeah, I think that we all feel like we're not enough, and so I think the weight loss plays into that. Eating healthy in college and tips for after high school. I'm just gonna morph these two and just like talk about being healthy in high school and college in all aspects. Oh my god, the dorms did me dirty in college. I gained a lot of weight. I think I gained like the freshman 30 in all honesty in college, but it's totally normal. There's a reason why there's a stigma. You're out on your own for the first time. If you're living in the dorms, you have like unlimited food. You know, you're cooking for yourself. You're like, you don't really want to do anything. Your mom's not making food for you anymore. I get it. But also in college, going back with my memory, I remember there are healthier options. There was a full salad bar at my college. There's all these sorts of things. So you can like implement healthier choices. I know it's hard. I know it's like partying and stuff, whether you're in high school or college, it's hard too. Also, I think a really big part of being healthy also is, again, leading back to STD testing. I've noticed, and I'm sure a lot of other people have noticed, as the years have gone on, I feel like people becoming sexually active, the age for that is getting younger and younger. So I truly do think that we need to educate people about it, but it is something that needs to be talked about, and I think that people should learn about it. I didn't know this, but actually the rates of chlamydia and gonorrhea are at an all-time high with young people.
No way.
In fact, nearly 2/3 of the 1.5 million cases of chlamydia that are reported each year occur within people between the ages of 15 to 24. 2/3.
That's insane.
15 to 24. Seriously, you guys, when I read all these things, my mind was blown. But moving on to the last category, we have, again, my personality, all that sort of stuff. You're not as happy as you seem on camera.
No, you are.
Yeah, I am. I think I am too. I think for sure, I will fully admit when I turn a camera on, like, I do get a little peppier and it's like just to be more entertaining, but I do think that my personality on camera is my personality in real life.
Have you seen her with Daisy?
Yeah, true. Just screaming at her all the time.
Literally, we'll be home and she'll just be like, I love you. I love you so much. You made me so happy. And then she's like, what is going on?
And she's just like, you're a morning person. I am actually not a morning person. I have trained, no, I know.
Really?
I've trained my body. Naturally, I am a night owl. I could stay up, well, depending on what time I wake up now, because if I wake up at like 5 a.m. in the morning to work out or do whatever, like I fall asleep by like 10 or 11. But naturally, I love waking up at like 9, 10. Is that a morning person still? No. And
No.
staying up to like 2 a.m. I'm a night owl. I feel like I always will be, but I've trained my body to wake up earlier just because I get more stuff done. And I like being productive, so I've trained it, not naturally. Oh, you're low-key still a little insecure about yourself. Yes, and I think we all are. I think we're all a little insecure. You forgive too soon.
True.
Yeah. I am a forgive and forget kind of person, and I don't hold grudges ever. I really, really don't. Mostly because my memory doesn't allow me to. I mostly forget everything by like the next week. Yeah, that's something that I'm trying to work on. Not to like, I don't ever want to be someone who like has a vendetta against anybody or be negative, and I don't like having negative energy towards everyone. I truly believe that the best form of like forgiveness or whatever is truly just being like indifferent with someone. You were on time for everything. Actually, no, which is something I'm really trying to work on. Being 5 minutes early is on time. That's what I was like raised to believe, but I'm like on the dot, if not a little late, to be honest. Last question, here we go. That you're finally at a place where you were happy with life and the people in it. I feel like I exposed all these answers already, but completely and honestly, I am the happiest I've ever been, because for any relationship that it wasn't working out with, I was able to, you know, part ways with them, whether it was their choice or my choice. And like, that was rough for me for a long time, but I got through it. And I feel like everybody in my life truly right now just wants what's best for me, and I want what's best for them, and it's so incredibly healthy. And I think it all stemmed from also taking care of myself and putting myself first. And that was something that was really hard for me, because as someone who loves to put everybody else before them, something crazy I heard the other day was, if you're putting everybody else before you, then you're always coming in last, which is so true. And when I heard that, I was like, wow, but like instinctively, I always am the person to like, I do love to like take care of people and put everyone else before me, how to find a balance between the two, but I think I did find a good balance now. And yeah, again, that was putting myself first and taking care of myself, taking care of my body, taking care of my health, whether that was fitness related or taking care of myself and getting STD tested. Again, I know how scary it can be, but just know, again, it is normal, and a lot of things like gonorrhea, like chlamydia, things like that can be treated just with antibiotics. Also, sometimes you might have to ask for it. A lot of people just assume that it's with a regular checkup, so be sure to ask your doctor, your gynecologist, whoever you're seeing. So remember, if you guys are saying yes to sex, you should also be saying yes to tests. Testing's easy, it can be free, and also confidential. So be sure to check out yesmeanstest.org to get the facts and find a clinic near you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about me, my personal life, and things I'm struggling with, and also learned a little bit more about getting tested and how I think it's very important.
Also, leave your deepest, darkest secret in the comments down below.
Yeah, please make me feel like I'm a little less alone, but I love you guys, and I will see you in the next vlog. Bye!
See ya!
See ya!
I'm here too!
We know! We heard! You exposing me!